In footage circulating from the front lines, drone operators from Ukraine's Phoenix unit show the terrain around Lyman transformed into a death zone under constant surveillance. Russian forces' attempts to infiltrate and build momentum toward Pokrovsk are being systematically repelled, one by one. The first footage opens with a quiet but gripping aerial reconnaissance. The Phoenix drone's camera hovers low over the entrance to Lyman, showing a group of Russian infantry moving cautiously among trees and rubble. They appear to be trying to exploit natural cover, shallow ditches and lines of brush, to penetrate deeper into Ukrainian-held territory. From the aerial perspective, every enemy movement is clearly visible, and the Phoenix operator waits for the right moment. Soon, the first strike is delivered with precision, the FPV drone descending low, diving swiftly toward one of the soldiers who has fallen a few meters from his group. The explosion hits the small gathering point, breaking the formation and sending the remaining soldiers running for cover. Panic is palpable, with some trying to hide behind tree trunks, others dropping to the ground. But Phoenix didn't give them any breathing room. A second drone followed, hunting the fastest-moving targets. One by one, the dots on the screen turned into flashes of explosions. Meanwhile, the attack didn't just stop them, it crippled the entire infiltration effort in that sector. However, the second attack revealed a different scenario with the same outcome. In the open lane leading to the Pokrovsk sector, Russian forces attempted to build new pressure. Several personnel were seen moving quickly, presumably attempting to open a path for further attack. Phoenix operators were waiting, their reconnaissance drones having already locked on to their coordinates. From above, the operators monitored their movement patterns, a small group moving across the open field, likely hoping to escape detection by conventional radar. At the same time, a threat loomed from above as another FPV drone flew low, barely scraping the ground before striking directly in the center of the formation. The explosion broke the ranks and forced them to scatter in various directions. Some tried to take cover in the hollows, but Phoenix operators maintained constant pressure. Follow-up attacks targeted individuals attempting to retreat. Any attempts at regrouping were met with precision hits. Within minutes, the push toward Pokrovsk collapsed before it could form a solid line of attack. Overall, this attack confirmed one thing: the Lyman-Pokrovsk sector was under permanent aerial surveillance. Phoenix units operated day and night, making every enemy movement a potential target. Their approach was not merely reactive, but preventive, destroying combat power before it could build momentum. With a combination of real-time reconnaissance and precision strikes, any misstep in open terrain could be fatal. On this front, the sky was no longer empty space. It had become an active battlefield, and Phoenix ensured that any approaching attack would be met with a swift, measured, and deadly response. Currently, Ukrainian offensives now account for a quarter of frontline clashes, with drones responsible for 60% of battlefield damage, AFU Chief Syrski says, as Kyiv keeps pressure on Russian forces. About a quarter of all frontline clashes are initiated by Ukrainian forces, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, AFU, Oleksandr Syrski said. Speaking to journalists, Syrski said Ukraine's defense forces are actively conducting offensive and counteroffensive operations aimed at keeping Russian troops under constant pressure, inflicting losses, and preventing further advances. These tactics are yielding results, he said, adding that Russian forces achieved no significant operational successes in January. Syrski said Ukrainian troops carried out 3 offensive operations in 2025, 2 on Russian territory, in the Belgorod and Kursk regions, and 1 in the Dobropilya sector. He added that these actions disrupted Russia's plans to seize the Donetsk region and create so-called buffer zones. Ukrainian soldiers prevail in small arms engagements in about 90% of cases, crediting improved combat training for higher effectiveness and reduced casualties. According to Syrski, the 6th edition of Ukraine's training program has been introduced, extending basic training to 51 days, with an additional adaptation period of up to 14 days. The number of combat-experienced instructors is growing, and most training now takes place in protected facilities. Syrski said Russian forces continue advancing along the roughly 1,200-kilometer, 745-mile front line with varying intensity, while battlefield depth has expanded to 15 to 20 kilometers, 9 to 12 miles, due to widespread drone use. Ukraine is continuing to expand its unmanned systems forces, integrating drone units into assault regiments and mechanized brigades. Each battalion now includes a drone company, and each brigade has a dedicated drone battalion. Since the creation of the Unmanned Systems Forces in summer 2025, their share of battlefield impact has risen from 4% to 33%. Drones now account for about 60% of all fire damage on the front, compared with 40% from artillery. Syrski said territorial recruitment centers provided about 90% of Ukraine's mobilized personnel in 2025, with another 10% joining through recruiting centers. He added that Russia currently has about 711,000 to 712,000 troops in Ukraine, including reserves, a figure that has remained stable over the past 6 months. According to him, Russia has fully met and even exceeded its troop recruitment targets. This indicates that the level of their losses exceeds their replenishment capabilities. On average, the enemy loses about 1,000 to 1,100 servicemen every day, Syrski added. Ukraine will continue offensive operations alongside strategic defense, as victory cannot be achieved through defense alone, AFU chief said last month. In an interview with LB.UA, Syrski warned that Russia's strategic goals for 2026 remain unchanged and still target all of Ukraine, with only timelines, troop levels, and weapon supplies being adjusted. He said Ukraine aims to maintain the initiative, forcing Russian forces to divert manpower and resources to counter Ukrainian operations. At the same time, Syrski added that Russia plans to mobilize about 409,000 troops in 2026 and form at least 11 new divisions, continuing objectives left unfinished last year. Syrski also noted Russia's manpower advantage, citing a mobilization potential of over 20 million and a trained reserve of around 4.